Hey, Jonathan Perry with Perry Law Firm, estate planning for everyone. Want to go over an issue that I'm starting to see more often, and I want to bring it to everybody's attention, especially if you have had some type of estate planning done in the last 10, 15, or even 20 years. And here's why. Met with a couple from Lafayette. They came into the seminar, got some information, and afterwards, after the seminar, I was kind of talking to them, and I could tell they were upset. And I said, look, y'all really need to come in so I can sit down and take some time to go over it. They scheduled a free initial visit. They came in, and again, were very upset. And after talking to them, rightfully so, I could understand why they were upset. And the reason being is that there was a group of individuals. I think they were more financial type advisors that came in through South Louisiana in the late 90s and early 2000s, all the way from Lake Charles down to New Orleans. I don't know how they marketed it. I don't know if it was seminars or mailouts or whatever else. But what happened was they would meet with couples and they would say, look, we have some products, some financial products that we are able to put in place for you, whether that was annuities, life insurances, whatever. And then what they would do is they would kind of on the backside say, look, what we're going to do is we're going to put your estate planning together. We're going to do a trust for you, and this trust is going to avoid the succession process. Here's the problem, okay? Most of the people, every person that I've dealt with, and in the last couple of years, I probably dealt with at least 12 families who went through this process. The entire time, this particular couple that I met with in Lafayette, they came in with their 2 children, all right? 2 children were upset because after watching some videos and attending the seminars, they realized that the only type of trust that can begin the 5-year look-back period and protect assets from Medicaid or the nursing home, and that's described on other videos, you can go and get that, is an irrevocable living trust, which we set up. However, their parents had a revocable living trust, and this was set up in 2002. So as the time of this videoing in 2017, for 15 years, this couple thought that they had began that 5-year clock, and basically in 2007 they would be at 5 years and everything would be okay. Well, it's not, and the reason being is because I went through line by line of their trust, and it was not an irrevocable living trust, it was only a revocable living trust. So a revocable living trust typically avoids succession. Well, to stack on even more bad news is what happened was whoever put these documents together did not properly transfer the assets from the individual personally into the trust. So what did their trust accomplish? Zero. Because it did not begin a 5-year clock, which the couple thought it did. It never protected the assets. And the other thing is that when I pulled up the assessment and I looked at the ownership, they still owned it personally. So if they would have passed away, the revocable living trust that they had set up, which they thought was irrevocable, wouldn't even avoided the succession. The family would have still had to go through the succession process, even though that trust was set up, because it was not transferred properly. And y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, I see this time and time again. And the reason I wanted to do this is because it really bothered me that these people had put out money in 2002 to do what they thought was estate planning, and nothing was done. Okay? And so basically when we sit down and I go through everything, I'm having to redo everything the proper way, in the way that they want, and accomplish the things that they want, based on what they had done in 2002, which really didn't accomplish anything. So the reason I tell you this is that if you or a parent or a grandparent has any type of trust documents put together and they were in the late 90s or the early 2000s, it's probably worth pulling those out and kind of looking at it to be able to see. And also, if they had a trust set up, but their tax notice that they get every year is still under their personal name, that's going to be a red flag that the assets may have not been transferred properly to the trust. If that's a concern for you, give us a call, free initial visit. We'll sit down and try to see if we can help everybody. But I just wanted to pass that information on to everybody. Take care, y'all.